guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is TituElite and we are back in Kingdom Come Deliverance episode number 23, where we are now inside the monastery trying to find Pious and bring him to Swrod. Option A, kill him. Option B, whatever is we are going to be able to do. Ideally we can take him to Swrod. Let's see. But I start the game here on the pause menu because we've got a tour to do with Brother Anthony. So let's do it. I know I can walk, but I'm not going to. Novice Antonius. Can we talk to you? Do you know what this torn page is?
I found this piece of parchment. It looks like it's been ripped out of a book.
I've no idea. Why don't you ask Brother Librarian?
Okay. I have a few questions.
I'd like to ask you something about the monastery.
Who's in charge here?
Who's in charge of things around here?
Truthfully, everyone except us. But officially, Abbot Peter. And soon enough, someone else. As if it mattered. Our life will still be work and prayer.
I see.
Are there any rifts between the brothers?
Are there any rifts between the brothers?
Yes. From the moment talk began about electing a new abbot, it's been like a hornet's nest here. Strange you haven't noticed.
I'm here in 5 minutes. By electing
Tell me something
the abbot.
about electing the abbot.
Abbot Peter is old. When he dies, they'll have to select a new abbot from amongst the brethren. The candidates are John and Nevlas. And if you ask me for my opinion, Nevlas is definitely the right man. Unfortunately, no one cares about my opinion because novices get no say.
Okay. Tell me something about life here.
Tell me something about life here.
Work, prayer, as if you didn't know. We serve God, and that's the central truth of our lives.
Okay. Who's responsible for what here?
What are the roles of the various monks here?
Someone takes care of the library, someone else the garden. The abbot supervises everyone, and in his absence, the prior. But it's the circators you should worry about. They're the brothers who'll make sure we observe the rule. They can be quite strict, so if you want to avoid getting punished, always act righteously and do your duties honestly.
Okay. I'm looking to get... Who would you elect as abbot?
Who would you choose as the new abbot if you could?
Why should I even think about that when I don't have the right to vote? Gregor, don't go poking your nose into other people's business. You'll sleep better at night.
Okay. But I want to talk some more, man. I'm looking to get hold of some lockpicks. That's a dangerous question.
It occurs to me you might be the man to ask. I'm looking for some lockpicks. Do you know anyone in the monastery who could help me?
Lockpicks? You surprise me, brother. And you, a nobleman's son. But you could ask Brother Celarius. They say he used to be a thief.
Celarius. Okay. Are you Celarius? No, but can we talk to you?
I'm Gregor and I'm new here.
Come now, I don't want to
I
still be showing you
know.
around at
I saw you in the church during the ceremony. I have a feeling we'll be meeting again soon, and often. You see, I'm a circator.
What does that mean?
I make sure everyone observes the rule, does their work, and that everything is the way it should be.
When it's not the way it should be?
Then we're authorized to mete out punishment. But certainly you won't require correction, will you, brother?
I hope not. About the election of the abbot.
About you in the election. Will you tell me more about it?
Ask me anything you want.
Tell me something about Nevlas.
Tell me something about Nevlas.
Nevlas is weak and toothless. He's full of hot hair. How anyone could think he'd make a good abbot is beyond me. Enough. I don't even want to hear his name again.
What's going on in the monastery?
I'd like to know what's going on here.
Well, the young brothers feel they don't have the same rights and responsibilities as we, who have spent much of our lives here. And what of it? Privilege needs to be earned. Neverless is lying when he says he wants to right wrongs. All he cares about are the benefits for himself and his cronies.
I'd like to help you.
I'd like to help you if I can.
There is something you could do. I am convinced Neverless must have done something that would greatly damage him if everyone found out. If he was preaching water and drinking wine, for example.
So I should dig something up on him and tell you about it?
Exactly. But I doubt you'll have any luck. Neverless is too cunning and careful to give anything away.
I'll tell you when I find something.
Once I find something out, I'll tell you.
I'm not really interested in all of that.
I'm not really interested in all that.
Then why are you wasting my time?
Okay. Thanks for
Thank you for
answering.
answering.
I'd like to ask you about something.
I'd like to ask you something about the monastery.
Who's in charge here?
Who's in charge of things around here?
Oh, Abbot Peter is the administrator of the monastery, but you won't see him. He's always travelling on. On top of that, he's old and infirm. Perhaps the good Lord will bless him with many more years of life.
And what happens when the old abbot dies?
Well, then we elect a new one.
Tell me something about life here.
Tell me something about life here.
Prayer, work, obedience. That just about sums it up.
I'm interested in the rule of Saint Benedict.
Can you tell me something about the rule of St. Benedict?
7 centuries ago, St. Benedict of Nursia wrote a collection of monastic rules, which we still follow today. They're read at every meal. The fundamental precepts are obedience, work, and prayer. We're fully devoted to serving God. The outside world, beyond the monastery walls, is foreign to us.
Do you never want to know what's going on out there?
And what should be going on? The sky is just as blue, the grass is just as green. Perhaps the ruler's changed, but the greatest ruler of them all will remain unchanged throughout the ages.
I'm interested in the monastery history.
I'm interested in the monastery's history.
Well, it was founded by Saint Procopius 500 years ago. After his death, heretics occupied the place for some time. But then the order was restored and the brothers of the true faith returned.
Heretics, you say?
They wanted to worship God with some foreign rituals, in a language foreign to God. They were driven away, and their books burned.
Okay. What does each of the monks do here? Do?
What are the roles of the various monks here?
Well, the abbot is the head, but he's not here now. Then there's the prior, the sub-prior, the librarian, the porter, many others. As a novice, you should be particularly mindful of the cicatas. They're the ones who maintain discipline and punish bad behavior.
Okay. Can you tell me about the novices here?
What can you tell me about the novices here?
And what can I say? You're here to demonstrate your devotion to God and to live a monastic life. After a year, you can make your vows and become a fully fledged brother.
I meant something specific about the brothers that are here.
But you know them yourself. Yorick is an odd one, but he's diligent and eager, perhaps too eager. Siskin is good company, but a bit too worldly for a monk. Antonius is hard-working and will help with anything, but prays less than he ought. Lucas is as quiet as a mouse, and no one knows much about him.
Lucas.
And then we have you, about who I know nothing.
Can you leave the monastery?
Can you leave the monastery?
Where would you go? You've everything you need here. Anyway, all the doors here are closed and locked tight, so no one can get in or out.
Okay.
Who's in charge of things around here?
Oh, Abbot
And what happens when...
Then we
Back and end the dialogue and let's continue the tour. Where are you, brother?
This is the way to the dormitory, where we all sleep. You'll find a free bed there, which is now yours. Do you know the first thing the monastery taught me? to appreciate sleep. We rise before dawn every day. Takes a bit of getting used to.
Lord Jesus.
This is the garden, a place for silent contemplation and meditation. Centuries ago,
Yodok.
Greetings,
this
brother.
monastery was founded
I'm
by
Gregor,
Moses
and I'm new
his
here.
brothers.
Greetings to you, brother. I'm Yodok, the oldest of the novices. I hope you'll like it here in the monastery and that you won't get into trouble.
Trouble?
You're young, perhaps intemperate. You might easily stray from the rules of the order. I suggest you get to know the older monks. You never know when it might come in handy.
What do you think about the other
I'm interested in the other novices.
Antonius.
Do you know anything about Antonius?
Only that he came to the monastery voluntarily, because he didn't want to work in his father's shop. Antonius is all right. You can rely on him. He won't betray your confidence. He's always happy to help, which is more than can be said for the other brothers.
Okay, I'm interested in something else. I'm looking for the criminal in the monastery.
Listen, there's something I ought to tell you. There's a dangerous criminal hiding in the monastery, and I came here to look for him.
Ha! I knew it! He's a villain.
Who?
Who are you, though? Oh, it's better not to ask, isn't it? It's always safer not to ask.
Never mind that. Who's a villain?
That's Siskin. I always thought he was an odd one, the way he carries on. But now it makes perfect sense. He's a criminal fleeing justice.
What are you talking about? You clearly know something I don't.
I'm telling you, keep your eye on him. He's no monk. That's what my gut tells me. And my gut's never wrong. What are you going to do to that fellow once you find him?
I don't know yet.
I don't know yet.
You should talk to the Circators or the Prior about it. Not act on your own.
I've read the abbot's book.
I've read the abbot's book. It says in there that you're not as saintly as you make out. Actually, it seems like you're as lecherous as a boar in rut.
You broke into the abbot's quarters to spy on me? You won't get away with it.
I wasn't interested in your opinion about what I did. What interests me is you and what the book has to say about you.
I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm going to report you.
Don't you dare.
Just try it, and I'll smack you so hard your feet won't touch the ground.
No, don't hit me. I won't say anything to anyone, I promise.
Tell me something about yourself.
Can you tell me something about yourself?
I would if there was anything noteworthy to say. But I'm just the ordinary son of a landowner, now a monk. There's nothing in my past, present, or future that anyone could find interesting.
Why did you join the monastery?
Because it was better than living in poverty. As the youngest son, I'm not entitled to inherit my father's estate, but he was kind enough to sell off some cattle and send me here. And you know what? I'm glad to be here. It's better than mucking out manure.
Who would you elect as abbot?
Who would you vote for as the new abbot if you could?
Why do you care? We don't have the right to vote, so we shouldn't get mixed up in it.
I'm just interested, that's all.
I like John better. But like I've said, it's not our place to get involved. It's enough that Antonius is mixed up in it. Don't you start too.
Antonius. I have a
I'd like to
question.
ask you something about the monastery.
Who's in charge
Who's
here?
in charge of things around here?
Truthfully, everyone except us. But officially Abbot Peter, and soon enough, someone else. As if it mattered. Our life will still be work and prayer.
Are the candidates to the new abbot?
Are there already candidates to be the new abbot?
Brothers John and Nevlas. But the others have been fighting like dogs because of them. We don't have to fight about anything, though.
Okay. Why can't novices vote?
Why can't novices vote?
They say we don't have enough experience to decide about anything. Don't worry. We'll get our chance.
Why does it matter who wins?
Why is who wins so important?
We're young and we'll spend the rest of our lives here. And the abbot decides everything about our lives. Didn't it ever occur to you how powerful he is?
Okay. Thank you.
Well, that's all. Thank you for your time, brother.
Where are the other guy now?
one of the manuscripts copied by...
Yeah, there. Okay.
Here are the Frattery and Scriptorium, together with the library. These are the places where we work. Ora et labora. Pray and work. As a novice, you must always listen to your superior brethren. And above us monks are the prior and the circators, who punish every infraction. You'll know them by the canes they carry. Do what they say.
Okay, can I... What's this?
This is the refectory, where we come together to eat. During meals, you must be...
That's not what I wanted. That book that he talked about.
The rule is the only law we recognize, with the exception of those from God himself. Any of its precepts expect a swift punishment. But I've already told you about the circuitors. The library, the pride of our monastery, a trove of learning. We don't just read books here, we also copy them. You too will learn how.
What do you desire, Brother Gregor?
I'm Gregor, a novice.
I know, but I've no time for idle chat. I transcribe books from dawn till dusk. I've been doing it for years, and I'll be doing it till the day I die.
What, you do nothing else?
It is my penance and my blessing. And now, brother, if you don't mind, I'd like to get this page finished.
Okay. So, I guess
The
the...
forbidden books must be in that
What's
cabinet.
inside? Forbidden books. Written by the devil himself. Forget about them.
So I guess the... The tour is gone. So now our quest is... Got a lot of quests. Find out who of the novice is Pious and kill Pious. So we have to kill Pious, I see. Okay. Who are you? Siskin.
God be with you.
My name's Gregor, a novice.
You can call me Siskin. Now, are you here of your own free will, or is this a punishment? Although, it's not important. Welcome to Purgatory.
Did you say purgatory?
You'll see soon enough. Soon enough.
Will you tell me something about yourself?
Will you tell me something about yourself?
Look, nothing against you, but I prefer not to talk about my past.
Are you hiding something?
Are you hiding something? Why are you so reluctant to tell me anything about yourself?
I'm hiding a lousy past that I'd rather forget. I hate to think of all I lost when they stuck me in here. And also because I really hate the question, aren't you the son of the famed Sir Smil Flashka of Pardubitz? I was rich and I had everything. But then my father began to feel his time approaching, so he decided to send a son to the monastery. And, being the youngest, the lot fell on me. I've no head for managing the estate, and they said I'd squander it. Can you imagine? Me, in a monastery. So I took what coin I could from home with me, so I didn't lose out completely.
Someone
didn't-
really reeked at matters.
You needn't have come here if you didn't want to.
First time. It's a mystery, but one.
But you didn't have to come here if you didn't want to.
Wonder the pride
No, not if I didn't mind being left to beg alms by the city gate. I had one choice, the monastery or nothing. If it had come to that after my father's death, so be it. But to get rid of me while he's still alive?
They must have figured out that you robbed them.
They must have realized you robbed them.
I donated some of the silver to the monastery when I came in, just to piss them off. I can just see my my siblings, arguing with the abbot to give it back.
And you stashed away the remainder.
Indeed so.
What will you do next?
What's your plan with this treasure?
To get out of here as soon as I can. I'll wait another year or two until my hot-headed brothers cool off a bit, and then I'll take the silver and run off somewhere, far, far away from here.
Okay, that's all.
But you didn't have to come.
Sorry.
No.
That's all I wanted to know.
Please, keep it to yourself. Especially the part about the coin.
How is you get no penance for missing mass?
How is it that you don't get any penance for missing morning prayers?
I've paid off the circators to turn a blind eye. And the other monks don't notice as long as you show your face there from time to time. No one's too awake at that time of the morning.
What do you think about the other novice?
I'd be interested to hear what you think about the other novices.
Antonius.
Tell me about Antonius.
Oh, if there was a monk I'd recommend as a friend, with of course the exception of myself, it would be Antonius. He has a calm soul, he's easy to talk to, and you can always rely on him.
Yodok?
I'm interested in Yodok.
What could interest you about him? He's a no-good rat. He'll turn you in for the price of a turnip. I'd bet my life that if he wasn't here, he'd be a cumin scout, bowing and scraping for a few groschen.
That doesn't sound too flattering.
It wasn't meant to. No matter what you do here, watch out for him. He's got his eye on everyone, and he'll rat on you for even the slightest of infractions.
Okay, that's
all. Thanks.
Who would you elect as abbot?
Who would you elect abbot if you could?
Most likely Nevlas. He's a fine fellow, and he seems honest. But, truth be told, it doesn't matter much to me. A monastery will still be a monastery, no matter who's in charge. If you really want to talk more about it, ask Antonius. He seems to have taken an interest.
I have a few questions.
I'd like to ask you something about the monastery.
Who's in charge
Who's
here?
in charge of things around here?
Truthfully, everyone except us.
Yeah. Are there
Are there already candidates?
Brothers John and...
I'm interested
This
in John.
who is he?
a circator, and really just an unpleasant old man. It's mostly the older brothers on his side because they believe he'll protect the status quo and all the benefits that come with long service here.
I'm interested in Nevlas.
Tell me something about Nevlas.
Nevlas manages the monastery's property. He's what they call the provost. He'd like to bring back solemnity to the monastery through reform and by returning to pure faith. A lovely idea, but most of the monks are against it.
Okay, thank you.
Well, that's all. Thank you for your time, brother.
My quest updated quite a lot. Why was that? Did I find out Pious? No, I didn't. Okay, that's about it in terms of side missions. Who are you? Yodok? Who are you? Lucas?
What would you like?
No, it's not you that I want to talk, man. It was Lucas.
Service.
Novice Lucas.
I'm Gregor, a novice. I saw you at the ceremony.
I know. It was hard not to notice you.
And you are?
Lucas, also a novice. Don't get upset, but I don't want to talk to you. I'm happiest alone.
Tell me about the other
I'd like to know
novices.
something about the other novices.
I don't know much, but ask away.
Siskin?
What can you tell me about Siskin?
Not a lot. I don't know him. Actually, I don't know much about him at all. Except that he's not a stickler for rules.
Wait.
You really don't know anything about anyone? Well, thanks anyway.
Don't get upset. I'm sorry I can't tell you more. I just haven't felt like getting to know anyone yet.
I'd like to know something about the...
I don't...
Yodok?
Do you know anything about Yodok?
I don't. He doesn't like me, and he's on very friendly terms with the Circators. That's about it.
Antonius.
Tell me about Antonius.
I'd like to, but there's nothing to tell. I've never spoken to him. I've never asked about him.
Are you joking?
Why should I?
I'd have thought you might want to know who you'll be spending the rest of your life with. I definitely do. In fact, I probably already know more about them than you do.
Don't get upset. I'm sorry I can't tell you more. I just haven't felt like getting to know anyone yet.
Okay. Tell me something about
Will
yourself.
you tell me something about yourself?
There's nothing I can tell you.
I mean, where you're from, what sort of life you had before, that sort of thing.
I'm a novice, and my monastic name is Lucas. Nothing else matters.
Why won't you tell me anything?
Come on. Is there really nothing at all you can tell me?
I could, but I don't want to. I'm sorry. I want to stay focused on work and prayer, not on who I once was. I never will be again. What has been isn't important for us. We cast the past aside when we walked through the monastery gates and took our oath. Never forget that.
I've heard you like the company of men.
I've heard that you, that you enjoy the company of men. Is there any truth to it?
What? How do you know that?
I read it in the abbot's book.
What? The abbot's book is locked up in his chambers, and he'd never allow anyone to read it. Did you break in? But why? Just so you could dig something up on me?
I was looking for something else, but I just happened to come across your story.
No matter what you were looking for, you crossed a line that shouldn't be crossed. But don't worry, I won't tell on you if you promise me the same. Yes, you can call me a sodomite, a sinner, a monster, the spawn of Satan. But tell me this, Gregor. Can I help the way I am? I tell you, it's a test of my faith. A test so daunting you can't even imagine it.
I'm not holding it against you, brother. You are the way
You're
you are.
right. I found it interesting, but I'm not judging you. You are the way you are. You should be true to yourself.
I'm glad you aren't like the others. Thank you for not passing judgment. I swear to God, I've never lain with another man. I've never sinned. When my father wanted me to find a wife and start a family, I told him the truth, and he had me sent here. And in a way, I was glad. My guilt had been consuming me, and I knew in the monastery I'd find peace. The Lord sees my soul, and He knows it's pure.
Okay. So, who would
If you could,
elect as
who
the
would
abbot?
you vote for to be the abbot?
But I can't vote, so what's the point of worry? Ask Antonius. He often talks about it, and I'm sure he has an opinion.
Tell him about the search for Pious here. I'm going to.
There's something I should tell you. Something secret. I'm looking for someone here in the monastery.
You're looking for someone? But you're a novice, aren't you?
I am a novice. At least until I find the man I'm looking for.
Why would you be looking amongst monks? You know, the laws of man aren't valid here. In the cloister, we're subject to divine law, the law of the church.
I'm looking for a footpad who's hiding out here in the monastery. He had a hand in raising the Neuhoff farm. He's taken many lives.
I heard something about that. But why are you telling me all this?
Because you could help me. It has to be one of the other novices.
That can't be. Have you told the prior? What are you going to do to this man once you find him?
Talk to him and then I'll see.
Talk to him.
Then I'll see. Do you have any idea which of the novices could be the imposter I'm looking for?
I don't know, and I don't care to know. I wish you'd never told me. Now I won't be able to sleep at night.
Okay.
Praise be to Christ, brother.
You'll see. Things will get better with the new app.
What is it, brother?
Ah, Gregor.
What do you desire?
I want to find more about the novices, man.
Praise be to Christ.
Brother
What troubles
librarian.
you?
Could I learn something about the other novice in the library?
Is it possible to learn something about the other novices in the library?
Only the abbot and the prior keep such records.
And can I see them?
No. The abbot writes and keeps his records in his chambers, and only he and the prior are permitted to read them.
Do you know what this page is? It seems to be torn off of a book.
I found this piece of parchment. It looks like it's been ripped out of a book. Do you know what it is?
It appears to be a page torn out of Ovid.
Ovid? What is that? Is it the name of a book?
Not what, but who. Ovid was a great Roman poet. We have a few volumes by him in the library, but one of them vanished one day. Now I believe I can guess what happened. Brother Eustace, may the earth rest lightly on him, was quite narrow-minded when it came to classical literature. If a book had any mention of woman at all, he condemned it as a heretical work. If he'd had his way, all such books would have been burned. Ovid's The Art of Love must have been such a thorn in his side that he stole it from the library, tore it up, and hid the pages wherever he could.
Do you want me to put the book back together?
Oh, would you like me to put the book back together again?
Absolutely. Eustace's wits weren't the sharpest, so I'm sure he didn't destroy any of the pages. I imagine he hid them throughout the monastery. It might take you a while to find them all, but when you do, you can rest assured Ovid will return to his rightful place in the library.
I'll look
Good.
around.
I'll look around for it.
Thank you, brother. It's of no great importance, but if you can find all 10 pages, I'll be most grateful.
Tell me something.
Can you tell me
about the
something
book.
about the book?
The Art of Love is a sort of manual
got 8.
instructing young people how to find and maintain love. It's a lovely work. I don't understand what bothered Eustace so much about it, but as I was saying, he considered the book to be immoral and tore it up to stop it corrupting any of his brothers.
Where should I look?
Where should I look?
If I knew, I wouldn't have asked you to do it. The pages of the book could be hidden anywhere, from the garden to the refectory.
I found a few pages.
I found a few pages of the torn-up book, but I still don't have them all.
Wonderful. Keep looking then. I'm sure you can find the rest.
Okay. And
What do you desire?
I want to ask you nothing more. Okay. So.
It's that touching, is it? Touching? More like infuriating. A horrible, abominable waste of parchment.
Salve. Be well.
Steward.
Gregor, talk to me.
John.
What troubles you?
About the election of the
About
abbot.
you in the election. Will you tell me more about it?
Ask me anything you want.
I'd like to help you if I can.
I am convinced.
Yeah,
So-
we already
Exactly.
know that.
I'm sorry, but that...
He who aids us.
Thank you for answering.
Okay. Antonius.
Praise be to Christ, brother.
What do you think about the other
I'd be
novices?
interested to hear what you think about the other novices.
Siskin.
What can you tell me about Siskin?
That there's no man alive less suitable for the monastic life than him.
You don't know young Lord Capon.
I've heard things. Siskin must have been like him. Fighting, drinking, fornicating. But then he ended up in here.
Why is he in the monastery?
Why is he in the monastery?
No one knows. Maybe he's hiding from something. Or maybe he's being punished.
Do you think he has a secret?
Don't we all? But unlike the others, he absolutely refuses to speak about his life before the monastery.
Thanks.
That's all I wanted to know about him. Thanks.
Yodok?
What about Yodok?
Be on good terms with him. If you show even the slightest hint you don't like him, he'll make your life hell. He's a slimy little pedant who'll rat you out to the superiors. Once he finishes his novitiate, I imagine he'll want to climb his way up the ladder to at least Sir Cater. He's a man who enjoys ordering others around.
Lucas?
I'm interested in Lucas.
No one knows much about him. He doesn't talk to anyone. He works, eats, sleeps, then does it all again the next day. It's as if he wanted to get it all over with as soon as possible.
You or
By it, I
Siskin?
mean his entire life.
That's all. Thanks.
For now, I'm not going to tell you anything. So, in terms of the quest, so let's go to bed.
I'm telling you, someone's been creeping around in the corridor at night. I say creeping. He was stomping about like a bear.
That must have been Brother Cicada. Can't sleep right long into the night.
Okay, bandages. Let's get some. Why not? Because it's a little bit... Oh, it's becoming a little bit late now. Some more bandages. Okay. Some stuff to do alchemy with. Where was the library? Maybe I can get a torch. Only one.
Things you say.
Okay. So my bed is not here. Brother Nevlis.
I'm Gregor, a novice.
I know. I saw you at the ceremony. My name is Nevlis, and I'm the provost here. I'm in charge of the monastery's property, as well as handling trade with the outside world.
That means you get to leave the monastery?
No, not at all. I just write lists and send them out.
Tell me about yourself.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm the provost of this monastery. It's my job to ensure the monks live a humble life and that any surpluses go to the poor. But in reality, I spend all my time making sure my brother's gluttony and the construction of a new church don't swallow up the few resources we have left.
Can I help you with anything? Can I somehow help you? No.
Is there anything I could help with?
You know, there is. Perhaps you've heard that Abbot Peter is gravely ill. I'm interested in medicine, and I know there's a cure for the abbot's ailment. With your help, I could find out the details, and together you and I could give old Peter a few more years to do good. What do you say?
That's good. What do you need me for?
What do you need me for?
In order to get the recipe for this medicament, a few rules will need to be broken. Now you know most of the brothers believe every illness is a message from God, and that it's not our place to deny his will. I, however, think if God sent us not just illnesses, but also the medicine to cure them, then it's our duty to relieve people of their suffering. The cure for Abbot Peter's illness could be contained in one of the books in our library, but it will certainly be amongst the Libri Prohibiti, the forbidden books, those we aren't permitted to read.
Why are they forbidden?
Why are they forbidden?
Because they contain occult and demonic practices, witchcraft and all manner of evil. Or so some people claim. It's nonsense, of course. This is nothing but a book of medicine, albeit one written by a pagan. Ibn Sina, also known as Avicenna, is universally acknowledged to be a wise man. But here, at some point, someone decided his book is the work of a Saracen devil and must be kept under lock and key. Since then, no one can even talk about the book. But the three wise men were from the East, were they not?
Where can I find it?
Where can I find it?
I think I have it.
In the library, there's a large cabinet with a lock on it. The forbidden books are inside. You'll easily recognize what you're looking for. The cover has not only a Latin inscription, but also Saracen letters. Bring it to me, but leave the other books there. No one will notice if one book disappears, but if more were to vanish, someone would certainly begin to look into it, which is exactly what we don't want.
Do you have any advice?
Is there anything you can tell me that would help?
There's a key to the cabinet in the prior's chambers. The librarian should have another one, or you can acquire some lockpicks. But I can't tell you where or how. Perhaps Brother Celerius could help.
Why can't you do it yourself?
Why can't you do it yourself?
Because I'm one of the highest-ranking monks here, and one day I'd like to become abbot. Can you imagine me crawling around in the black of night searching for a forbidden book?
You could just ask for it.
Do you honestly think I haven't tried? Unfortunately, Librarian Cyril is a stubborn ass.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
One more important thing. There's always someone in the library during the day. To pass unwatched, you'll need to go at night. It's locked, but I'm sure you'll manage to get in. They say Brother Celerius understands locks, but don't tell him why you need it. Once you have the book, bring it to me, and I'll then use it to make Peter's medicine. We'll soon have the election of the abbot over and done with.
Okay. Here's the book.
Here's the book you wanted.
Amazing. This really is it. Now I can use it to prepare a cure for our suffering abbot. Then I'll leave it in the library to make it seem as if Brother Librarian left it lying about. There'll be no investigation. It would be against his best interests, as he'll look like the one who wasn't taking proper care of the books. It will drive him mad. I didn't leave that book out, or did I? Is there anything I can do for you in return?
I'd like to know about the background of the other novice.
I'd be interested in finding out the background of the other novices.
That's a strange wish you have. And the only ones who know everything about the novices are the abbot and the prior. They keep a record of every monk in the abbot's book, but you'll never get your hands on it. It's locked up in the prior's study.
Thanks. You've helped me immensely.
No, thank you. About that book, don't even think about breaking in to get it.
I'd like to know about the election
I'm
of
interested
the new
in
abbot.
the election of the new abbot.
You're not alone. Everyone's so worked up about that they spent no time considering how they could make the monastery a better place now.
Why? What's wrong with it now?
Many brothers think more about their stomachs than prayer. The older brethren bend the rules of the order to make them fit their interests. So, to balance the scales, they want the novices to lead exemplary lives. Sin abounds here, just as in the outside world.
What sins do the brothers commit?
What sins are you talking about?
The scripture says, "Let he who is without sin cast the first stone." I'm sorry, Gregor, it's not my place to speak about the sins of others.
Tell me about the elections.
Tell me something about how the new abbot will be elected.
A new abbot has to be elected once the old one dies. All the brethren can vote, with the exception of novices. The abbot's crozier will be conferred on whoever is chosen, and he'll take the vow. When he becomes abbot, a monk spends most of his time dealing with politics outside the monastery, instead of actually leading the monastery. But he still maintains a fundamental influence on life here.
Brother John.
I'd be interested to know more about Brother John.
I don't like to speak ill of people, but Circuitor John is the worst person the monks could pick to represent them. He's nothing but an old schemer and pedant who preaches water but drinks wine. He's won the older brethren over because they know he won't call an end to their debauchery.
Why do you want to become abbot?
Why do you want to become abbot?
Because when I see the way things are headed around here, I have no other option. Itinerant preachers speak of the corrupted black heart of the church, and I can't deny there's truth in what they say. I'd like to change things and bring back meaning and esteem to the monastery.
I know everything I need to know about the election.
That's all. Thank you.
Peace be with you, brother.
Ha! Someone really reeked at Martin.
Praise be to Christ, brother.
It stunk like a wine barrel in there. And it's not the
Can I somehow help you get elected?
Is there any way I could
abbot?
help you get elected? Somehow tip the scales in your favour?
What would you like to do? Climb up the tower and shout, "Vote for Nevillus, vote for Nevillus"?
Not exactly. You do have an opponent, John.
John isn't my opponent, he's my brother. Just like you and everyone else here. We're all brothers in Christ. But there is something you could help me with. You must know there's a great deal of iniquity here in the monastery. I'd be interested to hear of anything I don't know about.
Do you want me to find out what's going on?
Should I find out for you what's going on around here?
Let me make this clear. I want to base my candidacy on putting things in order. But if I don't know exactly what's wrong, then my promises are just empty slogans.
Very good then. I'll find out what I can.
Thank you, brother.
Indeed. What do you want me to find out?
What do you want me to find out?
I'd be interested to hear about any iniquity in the monastery. I need to prepare myself for what I'll be facing.
Okay. Good. So, in terms of quests, again. Okay, so go to bed. I will certainly try to.
Salve Domine.
Should we talk about that to John? No, I don't want to help John. I would rather help Nevillus, to be honest. Stibor.
What is it, brother?
Anything for me? Not really.
What do we have here? A nice sharp dagger. Now what would a monk need that for?
Okay, that's interesting. And we've got that dagger for sure. Maybe I should use the torch. Salarius.
What is that? Are you sure that belongs here?
Let me sleep.
Are you sure that belongs here?
Okay. Lucas.
I'd like to know something. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't have anything more for me. It is not my bad. Who are you? Antonius.
Praise be to Christ.
I found a dagger in your stash.
And why shouldn't you have? I did hide it there after all. Do you often go through other people's belongings?
Why does a monk need a dagger for?
Well then, I have a question for you. I think you know what it is. What does a monk need a dagger for?
That dagger's the only thing I have left of my father. It was in our old shop, under the counter. Father kept it there to protect himself from thieves. When I was little, I admired that dagger so much. I asked Father if he'd give it to me when I was older. He always said yes, but only after he was dead.
Go on.
Go on, please.
Now Father's dead and I'm here. That piece of steel is the only thing I have left from the outside world. I know it's not suitable for a monk, but I can't part with it. Now you can give it back to me. Thou shalt not steal.
I will keep it.
I'd rather keep it. It might come in handy.
But you can't. It's not yours. So you're nothing but a common thief. I hope your conscience will get the better of you one day and you'll return it.
Okay, let's talk about Pious.
I need to make a confession.
I'm no priest, but tell me what you've done. It's probably nothing to worry about.
I'm here in the monastery looking for a thief. He had a hand in burning down the Neuhof stud.
You don't say. And who are you to take such an interest?
I'm looking for the perpetrators so I can punish them.
Someone whose job it is to investigate the case, find the perpetrators and make sure they get the punishment they deserve.
Punishment? Do you intend to punish them here, in the monastery?
I don't know yet. I'm still just on their trail. Perhaps you could help me find him?
The missing thief? If I knew anything, I'd tell you, but I suppose it must be one of the novices. I've only recently heard about the Neuhof incident, and all the other brethren have been here much longer than that.
I know. Aside from me, there are only 4 novices, but still I don't know which one he could be.
3? Please, leave me out of it. And you're right that it could be any one of them. No one knows anything about Lukas. Siskin might be a lot of things, but a monk isn't one of them. And Yodok is a slimy worm. It wouldn't surprise me if he was behind that massacre. Actually, the more I think about it, the less I like that Yodok. He's a treacherous rat who'd do anything to get in someone's good books. The thought of Yodok at Neuhof sends chills up my spine.
I don't think it would.
I don't think it was him. But please, don't tell a soul what we've been talking about.
Don't fret, my friend. Your secrets are locked inside my lips.
Let's accuse him of being pious.
What troubles you?
to see what we've got.
I know you're Pious, the man I've been looking for.
So you're finally sure? Tell me, Gregor, or Carl, or whatever your true name is. What do you want to do now?
I'm not sure what I should do.
I don't know. I'm not sure what I should do.
Well, at least you're prepared to think and not just play bloodhound for a pack of nobodies. And I'm glad you have your doubts.
I don't want to be like the people I'm looking for. If I have to kill, it should be for a reason, not because I enjoy it.
You know, we're both pawns in someone else's game. They have plans for us. But we don't have to let them use us. We can just forget all about it and go our own way. I was a bandit.
Yes,
and I was at Nyhof.
it is him.
I've robbed and stolen. But I swear to God I've never in my life slain innocent people. What I saw at Nyhof made me realize my life was worth shit. But I still had a chance to change for the better. Here in the monastery I've had plenty of time to think things over. But then you showed up and fucked it all up.
So the evildoer changes his ways and finds God. What exactly are you proposing?
Both of us can leave this place. You can go back to your people, and I can go somewhere where I can live out my life in peace, and no one will try to kill me. If we work together, we can both get what we want.
You deserve to die, and I'm happy to be the one to kill you.
I'm sorry to hear that. I thought we could come to an agreement that left both of us alive. But since there's no convincing you, I'll settle for just me.
Come on. Can't I kill him? Maybe he's dead already. Okay, so we've got a lot of updates here in our quest log. Now, how do I recover my stuff? This is to the gardens. I want to get out of here. How the hell do I get out of here, man? Everything is locked tight, man. How the hell do I get out of here? Maybe I didn't do this in the right order, because now I don't know how to get the hell out of here. I don't have any lockpicks. Well, we have some wine that I can drink at least. How the hell do I get out of here, man? Or get some lockpicks. Yeah, we know. I need some lockpicks, or I need to get out of here. One way or another. No lockpicks here. Nor here. No, damn it. Nothing special. This is locked. God damn it. How do I get out of here? We've got some lockpicks here, I doubt it. Yep, no lockpicks. I'm going to put you inside here. Then I'm going to close this door. Nobody needs to know that you are here. Cannot talk to you. You are not going to find out the body, I think. Now, how the hell do I get out of here, man?
Clear off. Let me sleep.
Brother Salarius.
Apague, Satanas.
Hey, you!
Surrender!
Don't move a muscle!
You'll have to answer for your lawbreaking.
Fuck! Where did that murderer get to?
What a murderer?
Someone saw you stealing. It's jail for you.
Have a secret task?
Look, I'll tell you the truth.
Oh, damn it. So, agreed with
Jail it is,
imprisonment.
Get moving. I hope you... And spread your...
Okay, 1 day in jail. Hopefully, after this, we are out of the monastery. Hopefully. Hopefully. We discovered Salarius, but I couldn't get any lockpicks out of him. Okay, but at least Pious is dead. That part of the mission is done. So we need to get out of the monastery. And of course, trying to get our stuff back. Hopefully they are still there. If not, I'm going to end the episode nevertheless, and I'm going to redo this between episodes. Now that I know that Antonius is the guy that we want.
A monk's got no business out here. What happened to your vows?
Okay, we are out. We are out. So. Mission-wise, we've got some missions to it. We don't... No, of course not. Okay, so... Where is my horse? But I don't need to use my horse to go here. Can do this fast traveling. Energy-wise, we are very, very much done. So we have to use the ladies. But first, let's try to recover all my stuff. Which was here. Yes, everything. Everything is back with us. Excellent job. So we don't need two torches. Let's drop one. And let's equip all our stuff. We don't need this. We don't need those slippers. Okay, good. We are all equipped now. So I know that I'm very hungry and I'm very tired and all that jazz. Horsey, horsey. Let's visit the ladies.
Yeah.
And we'll end the episode there. So I'm sure there was some other way to get out properly from the monastery. Talking to Brother Solaris instead of trying to rob him. That would be probably the best thing.
Oh, God damn it, my stomach hurts.
Isn't this the ladies? The bathhouses? Yes, it is. It is the bathhouses indeed. But it's a little bit too soon, I see. So we have to wait for a while. Let's sit down under some rain. Let's wait till 9 o'clock. And then we are going to end the episode after having spent some sexy time with some ladies. Is that enough? Waiting? Is this already available? Our nourishment is so bad. Yes, it is. Okay. Hello, lady.
God save. How may I help you? Good night.
Use the bed.
I'd like to make use.
Uh-huh.
Everything.
I'd like,
I'm sure you... God bless.
Thank you. About 3 hours, right? Or even more. 5 hours. Okay. So we are going to leave in the afternoon. But that means that the episode is done now. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and leave me some comments down below. Thanks so much for watching. My name is TituElite. I hope to see you tomorrow for the next episode where we are going to find the bandits and meet the bandits in the swamp. And then let's see where we are left with, but probably we have to infiltrate some other camp like we did in the humans. With the humans camp on Privilavit or like something like that, and let's see where the rest of the story leads us. But I sense that we are approaching the end of the story, the main story. We'll see. But for now, that's all. Thanks so much. Bye bye, and take care.